All right, now we're okay. There was too much noise going on in here. I'm sorry about that with the audio. But yeah, guys, this is a very, 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 very prominent signature right here for a tornado going on in Mobile, Alabama, just north of Mobile, actually. Mobile's down right here. You can see right where the radar is. But this thing came right over top before it got pretty serious. So that's why I had to jump on to share this with you guys. 27 minutes until it expires. So again, we were talking about this a couple days ago. I'll jump back in the chat and check as often as I can. But we always look for these little like curls. See that right there? That's a very prominent signature you see right before you see a tornado. Now, when you back out and you're looking at something like this, it's very hard to see those little signatures in there. That's why this website's really good. It allows you to go radar by radar. Like if I were to click this, you see all these different radars pop up all over the country. And you could literally utilize any one of these to get a signature about this big. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. But that's how you really hone in on this stuff. And then when you really get down in there and you're on the super res reflectivity, you see this curl come in. And had there been no purple there, I'd be like, that's possible for a tornado. So it curls, a little piece breaks off, and where you see that purple, that is usually funnel clouds. That's like right around this area here where my mouse is. The burgundy red into the purples, 63 dBz. That's what you want to look for. Those are high level clouds. That's where you see funnel clouds. And this thing took off. Once we get rid of the radars, we can see the towns. Went above Mobile, past Pritchard, past Saraland, and then now we're in this red box. This red box is basically you compare it to a cone of uncertainty with hurricanes. So basically, anywhere in this area, there's some severe weather going on. We can clearly see that with the reds and the deep oranges here. Two separate cells. There's one here to the east, not showing as much. The lighter the color, the less strength it has. But then take a look at over here, guys. I mean, I'm surprised we're not seeing straight line wind tornado warnings right here in this area as well, just to the west now of Lumberton. But this is the area of watch right now. It's calling for a tornado. It's very possible. Now, if we go back to our super res velocity chart, wait till you see the colors that come out of this. And when you see these multicolors and this crazy static looking ball, that usually means tornado. And look at that. You see greens and all these different colors in there. That's because everything's swirling around so fast, the radar can't even read what's going on in there. Like this thing even picks up debris in some cases. So you could zoom right into that puppy, and there it is right there. That's why I was taking some snapshots before I got on the audio. And you can see right here, when I hit pause, it stops the loop. So the loop goes from about 45 minutes ago to current time. Look at that green signature right there, and it's always on the east side. You'll see the east side with a green signature. The right side will be all this crazy stuff because these things are spinning like this and kicking everything out in this direction like that, and it's going the same path as the jet stream weather pattern we were talking about earlier today. And now you see some of these storms are going straight up rather than cutting across this way. So, again, we're in the same area we were before. Same exact area. New Orleans is kind of out of it right now as far as severe weather, and that moves straight up north. And this isn't even Olga yet, guys. These are bands coming off Olga being pulled up by the jet stream. So, this will be a quick one. I just want to keep an eye on this storm while we can. For those of you that live north of Mobile, Alabama, we're talking Mount Vernon. What is that? Citronelle right here. We got McClintosh. And then Chatham is where I'm really concerned about because this thing's rolling right up there. And we got a separate one right to the east of it, or west of it, rather, moving right up in that direction. So these can shift at any given time. This is like 5 or 6 miles right here. So anything can happen within that. But that is the perfect signature for a tornado. We've shown those a few times on the channel over the last couple days due to Nestor and then including Olga now, which may actually be named, but it's been a long time since I've seen a signature like this. You get these multiple static colors. That often means that's kicking stuff up off the ground. That's what that usually means, and I don't want to go ahead and say that yet because it hasn't been confirmed, at least to my knowledge, but East Tennessee, we could check East Tennessee for you. We could definitely check that for you. I'm going to keep this to about 25 minutes. We'll at least wait until this Washington, Alabama tornado expires. But by the time this expires, more might pop up. So, again, I still plan on going live at 5. We're going to do a rundown of everything that happened today. Something about a California explosion. I'm not going to go much past that, but something happened in California yesterday that we should talk about. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. But I know the fires are going on there and stuff. Look at that. That's a great signature right there. And guys, when I say great or really cool looking, I understand these things are devastating. I'm talking about like a weather point of view. Like just very interesting. And then, another thing too is when tornadoes are spinning, they are so powerful that they will clear weather out to one other side of it. And check this out. Tell me this doesn't look odd to you. We got the green signature there and then clear right there. It's almost like the east side of it's getting whipped apart and broken up over the satellite, and the satellite's just picking up that dark green color right after the static. So you can see this thing actually pulled up. It was down here. The red box you see here, it was down in this area. We were watching that static shot. In fact, I'll even show you how it moves. It's incredible how fast these things move. You can see I just took 2 screenshots of it within the box. You see how the static is there? Here's the box here. And now the box is lifted up, and everything above the static is now where it's going, because these things move so quickly that the tornado warning is no longer here because it's already come and gone. Now we're looking at the legit signature of a tornado, and that's usually this beige camouflage color all the way into different static colors, and that's what you're seeing right there. Seeing that east edge with the satellite coverage, breaking off some of the weather, almost causing a void, and then that dark green on the left side following right up where the cell is being said to go. It takes some time to get your eyes to adjust to it, but once you watch these charts long enough, guys, you could see this stuff a mile away. It's really not hard. The hardest part about weather, in my opinion, is when you're listening to the TV and they're talking in this lingo that nobody understands. I mean, the Weather Channel and stuff like that, like, more power to them. They're great. I could kind of read between the lines with them, but the thing is when people, are trying to figure out, what's going on around their area, and they're using all this lingo and these terms that they just started using, like bombogenesis and all this stuff. No one has any clue what that means. No one knows. They don't explain it either. But that right there, whenever you see something like that, that's cause for concern, for sure. And that is why we have this tornado warning going on right now. Washington County, Alabama, all due to the stuff that's going on with Olga down in the Gulf, the warm, out-of-season warm Gulf right now. So it's pretty crazy. Let me pop this out. It's a lot easier to pop the chat out. So I gotta keep looking at this screen here. Yeah, that color's crazy, isn't it? It's like it looks like a ball of static. That's exactly what it is, because each one of these colors represents a different like frequency or mile per hour. When you're on the velocity chart, you go by mile per hour. So tell me this, everything's an average of 30 to 50 miles an hour, and then you see this. Look at all those colors in there. We're pushing up into the 80s, into the 110s and stuff like that. That is the exact speeds you see for a tornado, or at least a funnel cloud on its way down to the ground. And then we got the greens there. I mean, look at that. You can't, if I just hit pause, it'll stick right here. So look at all these different colors within a small area. That can only mean one thing. There's lower level speeds, there's upper level speeds, and there's some sort of anomaly going on right in this area here. And luckily there's no immediate towns. There's McIntosh right here, or McIntosh. But it looks like it's skimming right to the east of that. And tornadoes are tight-knit, so it's not, I don't see this thing hooking and bending into that town, but I mean, there's still, population in these areas. And that is just, if that's not a tornado, I don't know what is. And it's very, very consistent. Usually every 4 or 5 minutes, these things change, and this thing's staying right where it is. Straight line, straight up. So we're going to be watching Chatham, Chatom for sure. And then we got Jackson up here. And it looks like it's half decent. Maybe not. These two just popped up. I was going to say some of these storms look like they're ending as far as coming straight from the Gulf up to the north, right at the border of the Panhandle here by Alabama. But now we got 2 more little signatures here. We just have to keep an eye on them to see what they do. But we expected this, guys. We saw the weather coming up. We knew there was going to be tornado stuff today. And it's due to the jet stream plus that flow from the Gulf. Those things adding together really cause a lot of issues in the upper atmosphere. And then that all comes right down on top of us. So, very crazy. Let's see if Tornado HQ has updated anything. All right, still saying capable. But in the last, oh boy, look at this. In the last 9 hours, just on this one page alone, in the last 9 hours, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 tornadoes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 20, about 24, 25 severe warnings, 4 of them being possible tornadoes. We watched this one about 2 hours ago together in Tillman's Corner. We watched that signature on the chart, and now we are currently watching this signature. It's moving at 35 miles an hour, which is fairly quick. And check this out. Where is Norway tracking? He called this before. This thing is forming in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, if this comes down, guys, I know off topic here. We're in hurricane territory now. If this comes down and follows this contour, and we get a high Bermuda Atlantic pressure, which is a big high pressure bubble that usually kind of just like wobbles around the Atlantic Ocean, everything goes around it in this direction. This thing may very well come down and be an issue for us. And we're still dealing with, this is Olga. This is going to be Olga right here, saturating Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, you name it. And this thing is said to go kind of in a straight up direction. I still don't know about that. We're going to have to wait and see. But right now, topic of conversation is what's going on in Alabama. We got 2 more marine statements. Those just popped up. We just pointed these out, guys. We literally just pointed out these 2 storms, and within about 30 seconds, here they are. It's amazing how that works. I'm telling you, you get used to this stuff, and you can bang it out. It's not that hard at all. For those of you wondering, the counties affected by this situation right now, you can see right here is where we're watching that tornado. All these sites match up. You could just go up 1, 2, 3 counties from the border here, right at the Gulf, and look where we're at. 1, 2, 3. Here's our red box. So this live chart right here is just as good, if not better, than anything you can get on the internet. Radarscope.com, $29, once in a lifetime purchase. You're good to go. And no, I'm not sponsored by them in any way. They just allow me to use their chart. But that is scary right there. I'm waiting for Tornado HQ to just come on and say that there was a touchdown. This area needs to be on alert. Wilmer, Alabama, huh? I shall do this for you then. Forgot the W. Oh boy. Yeah, she's right there. I won't give it away too much, but have you been in touch with her? Is a good question I should ask you probably. Tanis. Yeah, Pensacola is literally just okay. We are just okay in Pensacola. I mean, check this out. You got the gap right there. Pensacola would be right here. Just pulling up a little bit of stuff. Nothing crazy. But yeah, Tanis. Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. There's Gulfport. That's pretty close. Yeah, wow. Just to the west, just to the northwest of Mobile, Alabama, right on the highway. So she's on Highway 98. It's close to Mobile. Hopefully the main part of this is past Mobile. So she'd be right around here. Right in this area here. So not looking too bad for her right now, in my opinion. She's in between all these cells. So we got these cells here, this cell here. She's right in this area here. Now, if you turn on the reflectivity chart, this is just overall weather. This could be rain. I'm sure it's raining where she is, but as far as those strong storms, nothing at the moment. Yeah, see, it's kind of clear in this area. So that's a good thing, Tanis. We're at least looking out there for you. Look what's going on around her, though. I wonder if she knows about this stuff. and a tornado about 40 miles to her northeast. Oh, you're so welcome. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's very active around that entire area. Someone asked me a question before. I was about to throw them out. Oh, yeah, your headphones. That's right. Yeah, don't do that. If you guys ever not hear sound, just know it's either me making a mistake or I just haven't turned it on yet. So, because I know it works. All right, so what we got? We got about 11 minutes until this tornado warning runs out. I'll answer him live. JD Cowboy. All right, that was funny. All right, sorry about that. Check it out. All right, so now let's look at this again. This thing's holding shape, guys, really well. In fact, if we look at McIntosh local news, I guarantee they are talking about this right now because that thing is just past him now. I knew it wouldn't hit him, but this thing's following that cell line pretty close. And look at it, it's actually spinning. You could see a slight counterclockwise spin as this enters the red box and becomes severe. See, right here, they're not worried about it because it's already come and gone. This is up until recent time. When you see it stop right there, that's right now. That's right this second. So every 4 or 5 minutes, we get a brand new frame because this is a small area to travel. This is only a few miles from here to here. So you're literally watching a funnel cloud or a tornado in real time as we speak, which is why I keep going from this chart. You can see it coming out of the radar area. Prominent, very, very prominent. And right there's the beginning of the cell. In the next 5 minutes, you'll see this white box jump right to here because that's where the storm will currently be, if that makes sense. I know a lot of you understand that, but it's better to explain it than have people confused. But again, you get that static color on the right side. That is a telltale sign for things being whipped up in the air, unreadable wind speeds, to the point where there's so many different wind speeds in one area that it's all scrambled. It's like a static on a TV. It's one big scrambled, broken picture. Sorry, I could watch that stuff all day, guys. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are just like, yo, switch the screen already, man. But, okay, long story short, so before we end this, before this tornado warning runs out, if there's more, I will be back on. But as of right now, this thing's moving into an area where it's not so populated, which is a good thing unless it were to hook into Chatham. It'll more than likely dissipate by the time it gets parallel with Jackson. They tend to not travel for hundreds of miles, although they can. They're usually quick here and there, gone, depending on the size of them. And these are straight line winds going straight up. So there it goes. It just moved as we spoke. So we kind of know it's past Macintosh or McIntosh at this point. I don't even use Macintosh. But now you can see why the red box is now pulled up about 4 or 5 miles because this is now the active area of where they're going to be showing. Still, 7 minutes to go with this warning. Nothing about a touchdown now. Remains in effect until 2 p.m., so that's about 8 more minutes Central Time, I believe. Yeah, Central, not Mountain, right? All right, for the most part, we're lucking out with this one, so that's a good thing. That's good to know. Oh boy, you might be right. Could be more coming through the Dolphin Island of Alabama. Yeah, we actually saw 2 of these coming in, didn't we? Yep, right here. These 3. Here's Dolphin Island. Good call, whoever just pointed that out. Who was that? Crazy Chicken Dude, of course. Good stuff right there, man. Right now, it's not officially named Olga yet, but it will be, I want to say, within the next 2 hours. And that's highballing it, would you say? Is that highballing it? giving it more than it should. You're very welcome, Chicken Dude. Good call. Because if that's the case, this thing's coming right through Theodore, Tillman's Corner, and then right through the radar station of Mobile, Alabama. So we could get this radar knocked out. That would be something crazy to watch. But that's going to be in about 25, 45 minutes. So I'll come back on for that. Basically, what I wanted to do is get on here and show you guys that there is a pretty significant tornado warning right now in Alabama, Washington County, just moving north of McIntosh now, heading towards Chatham and then to Jackson, which would be to the far east of this storm, and Chatham to the west. So it's kind of cutting the void right between there. Very prominent signature, could very well be a touchdown on the ground. We were trying to confirm it with Tornado HQ. We'll refresh again. It's saying tornado, but it's saying capable of producing. So it has not confirmed whether or not this thing has touched the ground or not. But when it's in capital letters like that, it usually just means it's an ongoing situation. You can say the expired ones go back down to lowercase. But this is a lot of action for one day, guys. And you can see here's the highlighted area of where we're going to be watching all day. This chart I never trust because it never goes above 5 or 10%. Yet we have tornadoes, so it's hard to really follow that chart. And these two special marine warnings, just by Chicken Dude saying that, these are the two right here. 2 of these 3 are those warnings right now, so they are expecting more severe weather to come right through the center of Mobile, Alabama. All right, so as long as we're on the same page here and everyone's aware of what's going on, I'm happy. Oh, so Olga, as of right now, Olga is still Tropical Depression 17. We're about 8 miles an hour away from being a tropical storm. So consider that a tropical storm. At least I'm considering it a tropical storm. It's easier to talk about it. It's easier to understand what the deal is with it and what we're talking about when we say Olga. Even though if the name's not used, it's going to be recycled to the next storm. I'll clarify that when I need to. But this thing is looking like it's about to blow up. It's going to get some shear hit from the jet stream, some cold air shear. So it's going to be a short-lived storm. But I really think it's going to make tropical storm status soon and take up a name. And we're going to be on to the letter P, which I guarantee we're going to see. So, all right, let me check the chat. Make sure you guys are all good. Put this one on so you can see. Here's that tornado warning right here. We got about 3 minutes to go till that expires. Yes, you will, Chasing Life. Yes, you will. Mass destruction always. Oh, and that thing about California, you guys can go verify this for me if you want, and then we'll come back and talk about it later. I don't want to get too much into it, but so I was watching a video. I've watched your videos on YouTube for a couple of years, no offense. JD Cowboy, oh my God, that was just on my Instagram. You're welcome, JD. Sorry, I was in school for most of the stream. I know, mass destruction. You go to school and you stay in school. It's a good thing. Don't worry about it. The streams are always here for you to watch when you're done. But like I said, really quick before I let you guys go, and yes, that tornado warning is still right there. Very much might be a touchdown. Just passing north of McIntosh, to the west of Chatham, and to the east of Jackson, Alabama, heading right towards Coffeeville. Speaking of coffee. Might not make it that far, though. So, what's up, Norway? We're about wrapping this up right now. I just wanted to get the warning out for the tornado warning. In fact, Norway, check this out while you're here. Look at the static to the east side, and then look at the prominent green on the west side. And that's funnel cloud, at least a funnel cloud in the air. I was explaining to everyone how this static here is like a mixed reading of all these different wind speeds at the same time, which usually means either a debris field or it's mixing up so much in the air that they can't get a legit reading with a prominent green reading on that side. So we have a constant, you can't even read it by 2 miles an hour because it would be negative 26. That would be a vortex. So velocity, vortex, how fast the air is getting sucked down from the top would be negative 17 miles an hour, but would be a high wind rate is what I'm trying to say. Tornadoes are a little more complicated than hurricanes as far as explaining them, but that signature right there tells me funnel cloud all day. So anyway, as I was saying, Norway, before I let everyone go, So, California, yesterday, I was watching a video. I'm not going to really mention the name. I'll find out if I can. But there may have been some sort of explosion, like a legit, pretty big explosion in the dead of night. And there's some people that believe it may be responsible for some of the fire out there, or one of the significant fires out there. And that's all I'll say for now. I want to find out exactly what I can touch on with that and what I shouldn't. You know how YouTube can get. But guys, yeah, I want everyone to stay safe. If you're in Alabama, this was current. This was basically from about 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, which would have been about 1:30 for you guys until current time right now. It's going to expire in 1 minute. We should see this disappear any second now, unless for some reason this thing stays in shape, which I don't think it will. So we'll hang out until this expires. And then I'm shooting for 5 o'clock to be back on here. Shooting for 5. In fact, we can back out. Just keep an eye on that box. It should disappear any second now. And we just have rain and wind and, ooh, snow. Look at this one, guys. I won't take it off the screen yet, but we have a snow report going on. Rain and snow. And there it goes. No more warning. So there's our signature we were watching. If it was a tornado, it was one between Citronelle, Mount Vernon, up through McIntosh, and now it's just a storm cell without the warning. So we watched that one all the way through, which is pretty cool. It's good to do that. And when you see those signatures like that, next time you guys see them on this chart, you could be like, hey, Bri, look, check that out. Look at that signature. And you'll never forget it. I'm telling you, it's like riding a bike. It's incredible. So, all right, everyone cool? Everyone safe? No, Norway, that's going to be a whole separate video. I'm going to make sure you're here for that too. You got it, mass destruction. Go do your homework. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Hopefully everyone in Mobile, Alabama is safe. I'll keep an eye on these storms by Dolphin Island, as said by Chicken Dude. Here's Dolphin Island here. 2 pretty decent storm cells moving back in towards Mobile, Alabama, and to the west near Wade, Hurley, Big Point, Grand Bay, Bayou La Batre, Moss Point, Esquapa. Sounds like my hometown in New York. And we got Spanish Fort there too. So we're going to, our key areas of watch right now, Mobile, Alabama, Spanish Fort, and then we got Big Point, Wade, and Hurley. So those are going to be the next things we talk about. All right, guys, everyone stay safe. Thank you again for another awesome video. Mass destruction, go do your homework. Norway Tracking, I'll email you. And Crazy Chicken Dude, thank you for the info. Thank you, everybody in here. We'll talk soon, all right? All righty then. Thumbs up to you, Tanis. Stay safe. Hope your daughter's safe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.